I'm Mark Baldwin, and I've played on the PGA Tour, the Korn Ferry Tour, PGA Tour Canada, the European Tour, the Asian Tour, the Korean Tour, the Japan Tour, the Australian Tour. I'm probably leaving some out.
The grind is hard work and it's dedication.
In the world of professional golf, the difference between the elite and the rest is razor thin.
Definitely a different world, but someone's got to do it.
The grind is a dream. The grind is why we play this game.
It's everyday hustle, getting up in the morning and being hungry.
For these players, the grind is a state of mind. It's an attitude. It's the totality of their existence. And these are their stories.
You can get to the PGA Tour and still be grinding. The grind never ends.
The rewards that are just showered on players are just so enticing.
First up, Mark Baldwin, a professional for 16 years. As of the filming of this episode, Baldwin has full status and 2 top 10 finishes on the Korn Ferry Tour, the AAA of professional golf.
Mark Baldwin. Good to see you, buddy. How are you? Travels?
I set up an actual mini tour that runs a mini tour for AMs, and the mini tour sponsored Mark, and I ended up caddying for him. That was in 2019, and then from there we've just become really good friends.
It's probably a day a year you spend waiting for your bags.
Easily, yeah.
It just gets so much worse too when you consider that over the course of an entire round of golf, you're only hitting shots for 2 minutes.
Yes, I know.
It's shocking to me that a guy like Mark Baldwin is not on tour, but it's not shocking to me because I know how professional golf works.
Mark's been a pro for 16 years. He lives with his mother-in-law, or he did till very recently. He has a child. He doesn't really have any money. He has an older car, and he still loves the game, still wants to make it to the PGA Tour, still believes he can.
The glamour of pro golf.
Some of the biggest challenges these guys face are financial in the beginning. These guys are traveling to money qualifiers for say 4 spots they missed, and they drive to the next town for a mini tour event. The costs are enormous.
They have to book their own flight, get their own rental car, get a hotel.
At minimum, to do it right, $80,000 a year. Probably more like $100,000 a year.
This is nicer than my house.
Dude, same.
This is Florida living right here.
Literally.
Mark had 4 events at the end of the year that he could skip the pre-qualifier. We first went to Orlando for the Bermuda Monday qualifier. When we got in Sunday morning, the phone rang, and it was Sarah, Mark's wife.
That doesn't look like just like brain blood. That's blood that's next to something.
That looks like a murder scene.
Mark's infant son, Miles, has an unknown illness.
I went into his room in the morning and he was happy. He was just talking to himself. So I was like, oh, everything's good. And then I look at his sheet and there's just a pool of blood.
When you get a call that your son woke up in his crib and there's blood all over the sheets, it's terrifying. All right, thank you, Steph.
Okay, good luck.
This is life on the road. Mark was understandably upset, and he's 3,000 miles from home. He's deciding, should he go home? They don't really have any answers of if it's something serious or something minor. So Mark decided to wait, and we went out and played the practice round.
Testing out the golf course, learning, trying to find some strategy, works as a framework that we can then improvise off of, given the conditions will be different tomorrow. That's trouble.
Monday qualifier, you generally play a practice round on Sunday, and then Monday morning play the round. There's about 100 guys in the field roughly. You have to go super low, 4 spots to get into the PGA Tour event.
Here we go. Hey babe, talk to me, what went on?
Didn't seem concerned at all. She's like, if he had other symptoms, like I would tell you to go to the ER, but like his color looks good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you had to go through all that, and hopefully it is 4-0. That's the best case scenario. Sorry, hon.
Okay.
Sorry for the tough morning.
It's okay.
All right, love you.
I love you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. The head nurse at the urgent care center said she didn't think it warranted going to the ER right now and having to wait for hours in the ER. To compartmentalize that stuff is the challenge. Right now, I know she's okay, I know Miles is okay. I need to take these next 2 hours and get as much out of my game as I possibly can. Golf started as just something that I did with my dad. And my dad had a very relaxed attitude towards golf, and he always laughed when he'd hit a bad shot. That really stuck with me, how you handle yourself when things don't go well. I think because of my background, we didn't grow up with a lot because my dad had substance abuse struggles. My tolerance for challenge and difficulty, I'd say, is maybe a little bit higher than a lot of other professional golfers.
Despite making 3 birdies through his first 6 holes, Mark shoots a 1-under 71 and misses qualifying by 4 shots.
Like when you have a start like that, is it more frustrating that you missed?
To get off to that fast start and then kind of let it slip away like that, yeah, it's a bummer to walk up that final hole, those final holes, knowing that there's no hope. There's no mathematical chance, there's no hope. But there's a lot to look forward to.
Pressure's on at these last few Mondays.
The grind doesn't leave time to lick wounds. With Mark's Korn Ferry Tour status running out at the end of the year, he only has 2 Monday qualifiers left to make his move.
We had Korn Ferry status last year, runs to the end of the calendar year. If he gets in and makes a cut, then he doesn't have to pre for the rest of the year, next year too. That's why we're chasing these Mondays.
Oh yeah. Welcome to my crib. This is very nice.
Oh my God, there's the whole coop out here.
Here, chicken.
Holy moly.
Look at the giant rooster right there. How do you want to split that?
1 egg omelet. Oh my God, I love this place.
He knows that I ordered one of his friends for dinner tonight. How's our little boy? Did you get medicine in him, or are you going to wake him up and then put it in?
Miles had some health problems for almost a month, and it kind of just ran into every Monday qualifier that we had. You make this tough decision every Sunday of whether to leave and go chase the next Monday.
Hey, well, I love you.
Love you.
Don't let the rooster at you.
I'll keep the cocks at bay. I do recognize that we're in a very different place in life now. And my most important priority is to that delightful little human that looks like me. I'm more motivated now to be on the PGA Tour than I can remember. How are you?
See ya. How's the family doing?
That was good. Yeah. Little guy's a little sick. He's got like a vicious stomach bug, and he has hand, foot, and mouth.
You know, this kind of hangs over you. There's no way around it. You're not home. You're not there to support your wife and help with childcare. Of all times to be on the road, it always seems to happen where your son is sick when you leave.
It's a slog. It's hard to remain motivated. Hi, how's the little guy? Do you have any energy? Well, just do the best you can. I love you. There are times when there are so much shit going on around you that looms so large that you can't concentrate on golf. But the requirement, the necessity to use the last of that status and just give it the best shot possible was necessary. I don't think we're gonna have that many questions out here. Hit some solid iron shots and make some putts.
Be done.
That's the name of
every Monday
this Monday game.
The distractions prove to be too much for Mark. He shoots a 2 over 74, 8 shots outside of the qualifying number.
When you have so much stuff going on in your life, it's hard to like be mentally locked in.
We were in Orlando, and that's when it started, when Miles woke up and his mattress was covered in blood. It's been weeks of this now, and I think that's the thing, is the compounding stress of wondering, when is this going to be over? That's the most important thing between now and leaving for the next event, is just that he finds, some baseline of normalcy.
There was plenty of good shots, good enough that there's something to build on.
Just one for the road, huh? A little something to remember me by. Here you go, guys. You're welcome. Hello. Hey, Miles. Hi. Ryan was just dumping my bag upside down to get my head cover, which he lost down there. And take a guess. You get one guess.
Scorpion.
No, not a scorpion.
Oh.
A Hot Wheels car came out of the bottom of the bag. Miles, were you missing a red truck? Daddy brought it with him. Why does Daddy have your red truck? He's eating? That's great.
Raspberries with avocado toast.
I play at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Let's talk before I go to bed.
Okay.
Hey, little buddy. Daddy loves you very much.
You say bye-bye?
Mwah. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. I love you, little boy. Bye. Say bye-bye to the truck. Bye-bye, truck. Bye-bye, truck. Love you guys. Love you, hon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's go play golf.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye. Have a great life.
I'm definitely in a better place mentally, and Sarah has some help at home. The in-laws have arrived. Miles seems to be getting better. And I spent more time practicing in 2 days than I did the previous 2 weeks when Miles was really sick.
John Jasinski was his old college coach from Notre Dame. John Jasinski lives in Birmingham and came over to see Mark.
John came in the year before, and so we were like his first actual class of recruits.
Yeah. I mean, what was your national rank was what, 50 maybe?
Yeah.
I was scrambling to get the highest profile ranked players I could get. I just found them on the ranking sheet. My impressions of his golf game were really natural player, probably self-taught quite a bit. I kind of like look at guys' transitions and how they release the club, and I just like the way he did it. He had all the characteristics of wanting to compete. So yeah, that was a good land.
My entire junior career and swing, like as John mentioned, was built around this really strong homemade grip. I just put my hands on there and they just happened to look like that. There was like Azinger.
Yeah, you were trying to match up a closed face with a block move.
Yeah, it's as dramatic a swing change as you can make.
Yeah. You did a nice job though. You figured it out.
I wouldn't have been able to play pro golf, I don't think.
Without that change.
Without that change. And if I had made it any later, I'd be working a job right now, and I'd have money in the bank. I probably wouldn't be living with my in-laws.
Anything for the game, right? You got your sponsors.
It's all for the love, man.
Part of the tension in Mark's life is that he's better than a lot of guys on the PGA Tour. He just can't get there, and that's what's so frustrating.
Very nice. Nice shot.
He's almost too smart to be a tour pro and too talented. I mean, the guy, he's really gifted at a typewriter. He's a podcast technician. He's eclectic, and he has a lot of interest and a curiosity about the world.
That's circa 1982 right there, Chief.
You ain't old enough to know that shot.
You ain't seen that before.
You'd almost rather be Dustin Johnson, where you're not smart enough to get in your own way. And you ask the question, why am I doing this to myself? I'm in my late 30s, I've got a kid, I've got a wife. And why am I pursuing this silly game when I have so many other talents and abilities? But he's just too good to walk away. I mean, that's the tension.
I've caddied a lot of Monday qualifiers here and there, but I had not caddied a bunch in a row. The RSM was the last one, And we played a practice round Sunday, and Mark wasn't playing well. We got to the range on Monday morning. Mark wasn't hitting it very well on the range. And you hope against hope that from the walk on the range to the tee that things are going to change. And things didn't change.
After a long month on the road, Mark shoots one of his worst scores of the year, a 6 over 76. He misses qualifying by 12 shots.
It would have been nice to shoot a few under. It would have been nice to play a little better, but the net result is that we're on our way back home. It's been a hard month dealing with all this stuff back home and Miles being sick, and it's easy to be illusioned by the lure of pro golf. That wears off quickly when you hit it behind a tree and you're in pine straw and you're 2 over and you can't afford to make another bogey, otherwise you're missing your 4th cut in a row. That idea of chasing a dream is gone. It feels less like a dream, more like a fucking nightmare.
Oh my gosh, you want TikTok so bad. Hi to the camera, look at the camera. Can you say hi? Say hi.
Hello. I'm gonna get you. Nom, 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 nom.
We flew to Orlando, and our families were there with us. Mark had played in the Big Money Classic, and that was the first time that he kind of played without the Miles health thing hanging over his head.
It really wasn't hard that week. We were having a good time. It was kind of like a family vacation.
The Big Money Classic is a 3-day event that offers a winner's check of $100,000. For Mark, it's boom or bust. Recuperate a year's worth of expenses or go deeper into the red.
Because players bet on themselves, it creates desperation. 150 guys and 50 women put in $2,799, and that $100,000 carrot that was hung out there for the winner is just too good for pros to pass up.
Welcome to the 2021 Big Money Golf Classic. On the tee, Mr. Mark Baldwin.
When there's longer term implications for status and for exemptions down the road, for tour points, all of that stuff, I think there's a lot more pressure. But this was a one-off event.
Good one, dude. Thank you. Pro golfers, especially Mark, very rarely say, I'm flushing it, I'm playing it really well. 2 practice rounds, Mark was flushing it. I mean, we were feeling really good.
All right, grab that pin.
Oh, that's fucking sail. Off the green. Sail.
Come on.
I'm done.
The next day he got up and he said he didn't feel great. He decided to withdraw. We went back to the house that we had rented, and I had brought along some home COVID tests, and he immediately tested positive. The guy can't catch a break right now, and it's just, for the last 3 months, it's just been hit after hit.
This latest hit hurts more than most. After an opening round of 67, which put him into a tie for second place, Mark tests positive for COVID. Not only is he out of the money, but he's in a 2-week quarantine.
This was definitely a blow to the golf, blow to possibility of making $100,000 at the Big Money Classic. This has just become the No Money Classic. But at the end of the day, there's more golf, there's more opportunities, and there's plenty of tournaments, and I just would like to make it through this unscathed. So it looks like it's going to be a palm tree Christmas. I'm just a tourist taking pictures here.
This season, on the grind. More with Mark Baldwin.
Hey, just want to let you know you got a job next week at Pebble Beach. You're in the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Let's go!
We also spend some time with Will Kropp.
He's been practicing.
A former All-American from Oklahoma.
You're not only a touring pro. I can always give junior clinics. I can always give back to the game.
And we meet Joe Hooks, who's trying to make it on the APGA Tour.
You couldn't have picked a harder profession to get into. And
you got to be kind of crazy to be doing this.
And many more.
Golf is something I just can't get away from, and I'm willing to grind. I'm willing to live in a van.
It's a long road to qualify. It's long hours. It's up and down, and it's all over the place, and it's trying to get better each and every day.
Being able to ride the emotional roller coaster that is professional golf, remaining patient, remaining persistent, to me that is what the grind is.